Hey Jada, so for lab 9 for our second test, we are doing the 505 test. I'm gonna go through and explain the setup to you. We can get started, but basically we're gonna do 3 trials and then we'll get your mean score from those 3 and then we'll figure out your prediction on what it is. This test measures your agility, so your change of direction, as well as your endurance and speed. So right here is our starting point. We have already measured 10 meters out from there. So you're gonna start there, you're gonna run down to this line. I'll be standing here. Once your foot hits the line, that's when I'll press start on our timer. You're gonna run from the 10 meter to where we have the 15 meter marked out. You're gonna hit your foot with the line, do a 180 degree turn, and then run back. And then once you hit this line again is when you're good to stop. And I'll write your time down. We'll do 3 trials and then I'll tell you your results. Do you have any questions for me before we get started?
Nope.
Okay. All right, I'm going to grab my timer and get over here. All right, I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and then you're gonna go, okay? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. .8 seconds for the first one. I will say try next time, instead of running around it, put your foot here, turn, and then just run straight back.
How many times are we doing it?
3. So your first time was 3.81. I'm going to come over here and write that down, and then we'll instantly go into our second one. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Much better. Good. That one was 2.9. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to rest before we do our third test. So take your breath and we'll come back to it. Okay? All right. So we've had a 2-minute break. We're going to do your last trial now. I'm going to say go and then you'll go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Awesome. That one was 2.9.
Is it the same?
You cut 2 seconds, 0.2 seconds off. So that was 2.91 seconds. We're gonna calculate your mean. I'll do your interpretation and we'll come back. Okay, Jada, we just came back and calculated your mean score. So putting all these together, your mean score was a 3.21 seconds, which puts you slightly below average for a female athlete. However, it was only below by 1 second. And I think if you would have correctly done the beginning of that and just put your foot on the line, that you would have hit perfectly in the female athlete range. So good job. Okay. Hey Jada, so now we're gonna start our third test, which is our Illinois agility test. So as the name states, this is gonna be measuring your agility, your change of direction, as well as your speed and endurance. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of explain what's happening over here to you. So this is our point A right here, this first cone. We have measured 10 meters down to point B, and then 5 meters across to point C, 10 meters from C to D, and then 5 meters again from D to A. And then in between each of these markers, we have 4 cones. Each of these cones is in the halfway point, so they're 2.5 meters apart from A to D. And then there's a 3.3 meter difference between each cone going all the way down. The way the test is gonna work, I'm gonna have you start, you don't have to do it yet, but I'm gonna have you start on your stomach with your chin behind the white line, your arms on your shoulders. When I say go, you're gonna sprint as fast as you can from point A all the way to point B. You're gonna run back up from point B to the first cone marker. You're gonna weave through the 4 cones, coming all the way back up. From this cone, when you get back to the top, you're gonna go to point C, and then you're gonna run them from point C to point D. Once you hit the line on point D, you're done, and I'll stop the timer. I will start the timer the second that I say go. Do you have any questions, anything you don't understand?
After I zigzag back.
Yes.
I run back and then run back.
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll zigzag from this marker down the cones, back up. From here, you'll go to C, and then you'll run back down. Once you hit D, you're finished.
Okay.
Do you have any more questions, any concerns? Okay, I'm going to come over here where I can get a good view of you and grab your timer. When I say go is when you'll start. Do you want me to give you a 3, 2, 1, or do you just want me to say go?
3, 2, 1.
Okay. Pulling up your timer really quick. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. You're gonna weave back up, yep. Good job. So you hit 19.27 seconds, which I'm pretty sure puts you in above average. Let's look really quick.
Bro.
So okay, so you ended up getting 19.27 seconds to the nearest 10, 19.2 seconds, and that puts you in average for females for this test.
Yeah.
So amazing job. Hi, Dana. My name is Jillian Murphy. We're going to be doing the test today. It's the time up and go test. So otherwise known as tug. We're going to start. I have a chair right here. It's just freestanding on the ground. You're going to start sitting down on it with your back all the way straight. We've already pre-measured, but I have 3 meters measured now, which is the very end of this carpet, okay? So I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, I'm gonna start the timer. You're gonna stand up and just casually fast walk as fast as you can. Touch your foot to the edge, turn around, and then walk back. When you get back to your seat, then you'll rotate and sit back down. The timer will stop the second that your butt hits the floor. So the reason, the purpose behind this test is to test your mobility and then your risk of falling or like injury later on. So once we go through and do the test, I'll take your time and then I'll tell you your score and what that means. So do you have any questions for me before we get started? Okay. Okay, when I say 3, 2, 1, I'm gonna get over here so the camera can see you. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect. Okay, your time was 5.9 seconds. That puts you, let's see, 5.9. And interpretation, that is 10 to 12 seconds is normal mobility. So I guess you're above average.
Yay.
Yeah, good job. And then below 14 is increased. Oh, above 14. So yeah, you're normal. You're completely normal. Good job.
A.